Hello and welcome to the final session of the AI Tech North 2020 Summit in partnership with the Office of AI. We're going to take a few minutes just to recap what's happened in the last 2 days, and then we'll be speaking to Stefan Yanis from the UK Gov Office of AI shortly. Roll the VT.
Innovation is your imagination becoming a reality. Innovation paves the way to success, enables change and creates opportunities. The time is now and the technology is ready for us. But are you ready for innovation? At AI Tech North, everyone is invited, from learners to leaders, to connect with AI champions, to drive new strategies, to disrupt the AI disruption. From smart cities, fintech to health tech, showing you the ethical ways and opening doors to endless possibilities. It's all happening at AI Tech North Summit 2020. Come and exchange ideas, get involved and witness the power of intelligence. Let's learn, inspire and together bring innovations of tomorrow today.
I thought today's event was amazing. There's so much to learn, so much to action upon, and so much inspiration. It's been an amazing event even for me to see different people's perspectives. I think the AI Tech North platform is probably one of the best for inspiring the leaders in the North to take action and make something. It's great that it's focused, and it's great that it actually exists here in the North. I can't wait for next year's conference to happen as well. The one thing I want to tell you to do is go and do something. Take some action, whatever, however small it is, whatever it is, just do something and make the North the amazing place to be.
Hope you had a good day. I've had a good day. It's been really insightful, inspirational, and thought-provoking day for AI Tech North. It's only the first day, and I hope you can make it there tomorrow. It's another full day. I know it's digital, so get your cup of teas, coffee, get comfortable, and we'll see you tomorrow. I've really enjoyed myself. I hope you too. And if you weren't here, you missed out. Well, you can watch the recording. We'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, so it's been a great day so far today. Lots of really interesting stuff shared. I think AI Tech North is such a great platform to get all those views and knowledge together in a place where we can share with the community in the North, because we're virtual, we can share them worldwide. Lots more to come tomorrow, so please do join to learn lots more about subjects that are so critical and so important and so disruptive for all of our futures.
Transition partners have absolutely loved being a part of AI Tech North Summit. We sponsored last year, we'll be back again next year. It's been a fantastic day of knowledge sharing, networking, and we've just had a lot of fun.
We've got a live podcast that we're doing today as well. We've got some fantastic speakers. We've got Oliver Wyman, Infinity Works, and we've great businesses out there that are all getting involved. It's so important if you can get involved over the coming months and next year, I strongly recommend it.
We love participating in AI Tech North. It's so crucial to our tech ecosystem that we keep learning, keep knowledge sharing, and conferences like this are so important. A lot of hard work goes into them. So the AI Tech North team has done an amazing, superb event today. But it's really important that you keep getting involved in the tech community because there's some awesome events out there.
So today's event, I think, was a fantastic opportunity to share what I've picked up and also learn from other industry experts. The AI Tech North community is something that is so powerful and is only strengthened by the engagement and understanding of the AI community. And really, I'd advise people to engage with AI Tech North, to democratise, really learn from industry experts, learn from enthusiasts, practitioners, and attend next year. It's a wonderful experience to be part of.
Thank you so much for inviting me to this brilliant panel discussion on AI for Good. It was exciting to talk to you about ethics. It is a really brilliant resource to use, as I usually only reach academic audiences or very specific client of really large size. And so this is great to spread the message about the importance of ethics. My final takeaway for you would be to not be scared about ethics, to not think of it as hindering innovation, but as a robust methodology that helps you make the right decision consistently.
So I think that this event has been amazing, given the fact that it was such a small, short time that they had to move it from an in-person event to a virtual event. I think they've done amazingly for that. I also think that AI Tech North is a great initiative, a great community, specifically because they're focusing on the community and the people. And these are aspects that I think are very important when you're looking at such advanced technology. I think they've got a great balance of people and technology in what they're offering. And if you're interested in finding a way to communicate your AI projects or your AI ideas to people that maybe are skeptical, I'd recommend you check out my session and see how you can start to make that change in how you communicate your ideas.
It's been a great 2 days, that's all I can say. It's been an interesting year for all of us, and it's been on and it's been off. And with some of the current pressures in the outside world, we had actually decided we weren't going to go ahead with this year, but they said we shouldn't, they said we couldn't, and they said we wouldn't, but we have. And it's been a great 2 days. We've had lots of interaction, had some great audience attendances as well. So we've had some great speakers, and it's just going to go from strength to strength to strength.
Society can benefit in many ways by connecting with leaders, innovators, and experts who will bring these strategies and solutions for you. Our platform offers unlimited access to this knowledge and connection to this network. And this is all designed to benefit you in one way or the other. The massive knowledge base that we have created, massive ecosystem, they're all here to sort of help you accelerate your journey to AI. Together, we want you to build trustworthy and beneficial AI solutions so that together we can bring innovations of tomorrow today.
So welcome back. I hope you'll agree that was an impactful recap of what's happened in the last 2 days. So much has been covered, so much knowledge has been shared. It's available for 6 months, as we're saying. It's not too late to sign up, follow the links and check it out. But I'd like to just say well done to everybody here, but also I'm so pleased to be welcoming Stefan Yanis from UK Gov, Office of AI. He's Head of AI Narratives. And Stefan's going to be discussing the office's plan to make AI technology for everybody. So I'll hand over to you, Stefan, and let you take the floor. I think you might be on mute.
It's just such an easy thing such a hurdle that faces us every day. Thanks, Dale, for the introduction. Yeah, I hope you've all had a great couple of days. I have to admit, I've only managed to watch a very little bit of today. But as I'm sure you've seen in some of the VT from Sharon, that the platform does allow you to watch at your leisure for the next, I think, 6 months. But please do that. And yeah, so it's a real pleasure to be talking to you today. I've got some slides that I'll be talking you through about what we were thinking about in the Office for AI in terms of the future of AI in the UK. It's a pretty big question, and maybe I'll just kind of dive straight into those and see where we get to. So we've got about 15 minutes here. Let me just try this. So if I go to my slides, I'm hoping. Here we go. So the future of AI is a huge topic, quite a challenge really. I guess my role in the Office for AI is quite firmly kind of focused on this question of how do we ensure that there is a future for AI in the UK and around the world, a kind of AI that we all want to see. So if I just scroll on to the next slide, I think the thing that we're aiming for ultimately is safe, fair, responsible AI that works for everyone. And that's quite a difficult thing to achieve for kind of any new technology, I think. You know, how do we get from something that's at the very cutting edge and kind of, you know, written about in scientific papers to something that is actually delivering real changes to people's lives? And obviously from our perspective in the Office for AI, we're looking at it from a public service point of view, so delivering government services, but equally we are here to ensure that the environment is right to allow AI in the UK to flourish and AI businesses around the country. I should say really briefly that I was born in Leeds and grew up in West Yorkshire, and then went to uni in Sheffield, where I stayed for 8 years, or 8 and a bit years, and then currently I'm in London, but I'm looking to move out of London soon. But that's a very brief aside. Right, how do we ensure that we have a future for AI? How do we make sure that we have that safe, ethical AI, responsible AI for everyone? We started kind of laying the foundations for this a few years ago with the AI review, which was co-authored by Dame Wendy Hall and Jerome Pesenti, and that review made a number of recommendations about what we needed in to support AI in the UK to flourish and the AI industry to grow. So one thing was that there should be an Office for AI. So that's why I'm talking to you today, because that was approved, and we now exist. And there's kind of 17-ish of us at the moment. We've had a few kind of leavers and joiners recently, so it's about, I think it's 17 at the moment. And we were kind of stood up as an official team between 2 departments. That's DCMS, which is the digital department now, and BAYS, which is the business department in central government. And one of the first things that we did was we put in place a sector deal. This is part of the UK government's industrial strategy to kind of kickstart certain sectors, and AI being one of them. We ended up with about 600 million from government and about 400 million from industry, and that's kind of a figure that's often bandied around of like nearly $1 billion, so 0.95 billion here. But actually, we've added to that over the years with different interventions on skills to grow that industry, which I'll come to shortly. Another institution that we've set up is something called the AI Council, which is a really important expert group for us that draws on expertise of 22 members from industry, from civil society, and from some of the R&D institutions, so some of the kind of leaders of those institutions. And then actually there's another institution that we work with quite closely, which is the Centre for Data Ethics and Innovation. They actually do advise government and regulators on use of data for, but not limited to AI, but in all aspects of data. That actually came from a separate recommendation from a Royal Society and British Academy report of 2017 also, but earlier in the year than the AI review that came out. Yeah, that made that recommendation for that organisation to exist, and it does. Now, this is a really complicated slide, but I'm not going to go through going to read all of the points here, but I will be happy to email it to people. I think it looks better on a bigger screen, but just to show some of the things that we've done in the past few years, and I'll talk about some of them in a bit more detail. So we've been doing things to drive sector adoption. So there's been a review of public sector adoption that we did with the Government Digital Service. There has been some work with NHSX, so some of the AI experts in the NHS. There's been work all over the country, and I'll come to some of those points later with some of the universities that we're doing master's programs with, including in the north, but also in some of the devolved administrations in the UK. We've been really looking at kind of R&D and science and technology review. So challenge funds as part of the industrial strategy. We've been some of the biggest things that we've done too that we've done since we've been stood up are around some of the mid-level skills, so kind of master's level, and I'll talk about those a bit more shortly too. We're doing lots of stuff on advanced AI skills to make sure we've got the kind of best and brightest, and that's kind of PhD programs, but also making sure we've got the right environment to attract some of those kind of best and brightest to the UK, where they might want to set up UK businesses in AI, we hope. Doing lots of stuff on thought leadership, and doing lots of stuff on international leadership as well. And there's lots of stuff here, right? Okay, but I think one of the things that I think I was watching the Michael Fassbender film again recently of Steve Jobs, where it has a bit where Steve Jobs talks to Steve Wozniak about playing the orchestra, and I think the Office for AI has a role in kind of playing the orchestra of lots of different levers in government. So just really quickly take you through some of these. We have worked on some principles for AI adoption in the public sector. I've mentioned these already. And these kind of looked at kind of the things that are happening across central government, agencies, and kind of highlighting the best work that's been done. That is available on our website, which I'll come to at the end with the link. One of the biggest things we've done this year is published final guidelines on procurement of AI in the public sector, which we did with the World Economic Forum. It was really important, and this is again thinking about how we ensure there is a future for AI in the UK, that we look to kind of the principles that allow responsible AI and think about questions like diversity, equality, and one of the things that this report, these guidelines I should say, have highlighted is the need for equality assessment in thinking about public service delivery of AI. That goes kind of above and beyond kind of the baseline, and also lots of time we have reports and recommendations from various government bodies, but we've been careful to ensure that this goes right through to kind of completion. So we worked with the Crown Commercial Services, which central and local government use, to make sure that there is a baseline ethical standard for any business who's providing AI services to government, to make sure that when they're onboarded, they are providing that baseline standard to deliver, public services to people. Thinking about equality, public sector equality duties, a key thing. What are some of the other enablers that we've been doing? So we have been thinking about how, what's the skills pipeline we're going to need for the future. We have been so for a while now working on kind of mid-level courses, been doing some industrial masters work. One of the big things that we've actually got kind of embedded and implemented this year is conversion courses. The key thing here is not the conversion course aspect, actually. The key thing is the fact that we're offering scholarships to people from underrepresented backgrounds to enter careers in AI. So that's more women. It's Ada Lovelace Day today, as many people will be aware. More black people, more disabled people, and more people from lower socioeconomic backgrounds. It's important to have diversity of thought and diversity of background. I'm from a working class background, and I think it's really important that we do have that diversity of thought in kind of in how these things are implemented. Just to continue this point, you've probably seen, there is kind of a bit of a focus on kind of moving away from this idea of you go to school, you go to college, you get a job, do not repeat, to something a bit more. You will take a career break, you will retrain. The Prime Minister announced a couple of weeks ago this whole kind of reskilling, retraining kind of opportunities for people. Primarily, the whole focus was on people who didn't have A levels, but there's loads of things out there for people, also people already working in the public sector who might want to kind of up their data science and AI skills. We've worked with a number of bodies, including the Open Data Institute, on new frameworks for data sharing to allow startups and scale-ups to have access to data, which is obviously one of the key things that they need. We've been also working with the ICO and Alan Turing Institute. This is actually work that I must say actually that they've done the most of this work themselves, but that actually kind of setting the kind of tone for what's happening out there in terms of algorithmic kind of assessment and kind of interpretability is kind of very much part of the setting the narrative on AI that will allow it to flourish in the future. Some key things actually just want to bring to your attention to the viewers now. We're working at the moment in, so as I mentioned, we're part of DCMS and part of BAYS in the Office for AI. We're looking to the AI labour market to understand the skills relating to AI and data science that organisations need and the approaches they're taking to employing and training and the issues that they face, because this is all obviously important for the future. There's an email address there. We're actually working with Ipsos Mori on this, but if you want to take part of this in this survey, if you're an AI business leader, then we'd love to hear from you on that. So we've been kind of putting in place kind of principles, guidelines, some interventions, which I could loosely kind of term as enablers to allow the industry to flourish. We're kind of heading towards a strategy, and I mentioned this AI Council previously. The AI Council is looking to what we might need in the future for AI and kind of giving recommendations on that to us at the moment. But there are a number of other upcoming strategies. The key one that's probably the most publicly known about is the National Data Strategy that's kind of has been announced. There's a consultation on that. Again, it's another call to action on this one. There's a closing date of the 2nd of December. If anyone wants to take part in the National Data Strategy, we want to understand what some of the blockers and barriers are for businesses. Hear some war stories maybe, but I think anything around kind of access to data they would want to hear about that would allow the UK's data economy to be something that's more supportive of AI businesses. And finally, I've kind of rattled through these quite quickly, I guess, but if you want to be in touch with us, we do have a Twitter account for the Office for AI. You can also, I'm happy for you to DM me, because my DMs are open if you've got any questions. And we do have a web page as well that you can go to. But yeah, that it gives a brief overview of what we've been doing in the Office for AI to kind of allow a future for AI, I guess, in the UK to flourish as much as we can. But we're always listening to industry. We have the AI Council, as I mentioned, as advisors. One thing I didn't actually mention is that the Office for AI also, we're very lucky to have Demis Hassabis as an advisor as well, due to the kind of slightly complex history of the AI review and the way that was all set up. But we're very honoured to have him as an advisor, separate to the AI Council. But yeah, always happy to hear from more people about how we can make sure that we do have a future for AI in the UK. I'm happy to hand over. I don't know if anyone has. I don't know if there's a way of doing questions on this, but hi, Dale.
Hi, Stefan. Thank you very much. That was a brilliant summary of what's going on in the UK. I think it's really key, the points that you've raised there about the importance of getting these systems and frameworks in place to allow the AI and tech community to really flourish. So that's really great. I think I was beneficial enough to be part of the investments that have been made into AI in the UK, and can firsthand say that things that are going on are going to ensure that the future of this industry and what we're trying to do really lives on and hopefully puts the UK into a great position to be a world superpower in this technology. So really, I think to end the session and close out what's been an amazing summit, I'd like to thank Stefan, but now take the opportunity to bring CEO and founder of AI Tech North, Sharon, onto the stage to deliver his keynote on the future of AI. I'll hand it over to you, Sharon. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dale, and thank you, Stefan. That was absolutely wonderful. So we heard a lot today and yesterday, and there's a lot of talks. So I really want to focus on actions. So from yesterday's keynote, I mentioned one thing, that intelligence is the ability to apply information positively. And there's a lot of information floating around right now. And you must be wondering, what do I do next? Overwhelmed, maybe, or over-informed to a certain extent. So I really want to help you here to sort of take the next action and take the next step and how we can move forward. And I think most important part is what makes us human or what makes us intelligent is ability to apply information positively, yes, but also intelligence is something that you apply this information for something good, for something positive, and to solve a problem. Intelligence without a conclusive action innovates nothing. So how do we innovate? It starts with curiosity. So you've got to be curious about everything that you learned in past 2 days. And I can completely empathize with you. Some of you leaders might be feeling, where do I start? Some of you might be thinking, how do I get started with the people that I'm working with or the tech that I'm working with, the legacy system? Lots of questions. It's absolutely fine. It's absolutely fine to feel this way at this moment. So I've categorized some of you, which you can probably associate to. There might be some adopters. I really want to get started. That's the kind of question. What is my use case? Where do I begin? I have data, but I don't know what next. What should be my digital data and AI strategy? All these obvious questions are absolutely fine, and it's good questions. There are some who now believe in AI. That's a good step. So you're making the right moves. And you might be wondering, what is the right use case for you? That's great. That's good news. Stay there. There are some who do not believe. So you want to see AI in action. Show me. I still don't trust it. That's great. You are at the right place. So stuff is coming for you. There are some who are really leading the AI tech, but you want to optimize. Maybe you want to go even further. You want to really get those ROIs out. You want to fine-tune this. Probably you're missing some part of this puzzle. That's absolutely fine as well. So if you belong to any of these categories, that's great. If you don't, that's absolutely fine. We'll help you. We'll help you to get yourself into the right areas, right categories, build the right strategy, help you with assessing where you stand and where you need to go, how we can bridge that digital divide. So usually I don't ask people to get their phones out, but I got 7 simple steps, which I'm going to share with you. And I want you all to share this with the entire world if you could. So if you want to take a photo, please do so. There's my Twitter handle and AI Tech North's Twitter handle as well. So tag us if you do so. So I'm going to give you 7 steps to really build simple AI solutions. So first and foremost, S. Start with a problem strategically. Find out if you actually have an AI problem. Do you have a data problem? And do you really need AI to solve this problem? So ask yourself, and this is for everyone, leaders, designers, and professionals. All of you need to ask this as a first question. If you have money and you want to innovate, go for it. But that becomes experimentation. You're not adding value. If you're really solving a problem, you're on the right path. So first step really is really assessing, do you have an AI problem to solve? Next is, go ahead and innovate. And when I say innovate, it is really identifying what is your use case or the problem statement, what the benefit you're after. So if you are trying to engage with your customer or optimize your operations or transform your systems, you really need to understand what technology you're going to bring. Engagement technologies are chatbots, conversational AI. If you're trying to optimize your operations, you're looking for machine learning capabilities. If you're trying to transform the entire operations or existing application, you're trying to adopt existing AI applications like cognitive services or pre-built AI and embedding them into your system. These could be done in many ways. Simple, low-code way, or you could go hardcore, which is really get a full-fledged team, start to end, and really build a nice AI value chain for you. The next is the most important one, M for empathy. You see what I did there? Empathize with your business users, people that you're working with. Empathize and understand their requirements. Ensure the business requirement actually embeds into the technology and the solution that you're designing. And when I say empathy, ethics, responsibility, accountability, transparency, privacy, all of this, a key part of this. So empathy is really understanding who's going to use and touch this technology. Once you have this in place, I think this is a great start. And this is where you need designers and leaders to drive this to solve a problem. Next, plan. Without planning, you can't obviously implement an AI project. So planning is critical. Planning helps to bring a time scale, realistic resources that you can actually apply. How can you leverage your team, your data, the resources that you have at hand? Lastly, try to experiment. Be curious. Be curious to sort of figure out what is right for you. You got little data, play with it. You want more data, create more data. Really work through your value chain and experiment. Take that first step, because I think with AI, you got to find out what is right for you. AI is a complex tech. You can't get it right first time. If you do, let me know. I would like to hear from you. So really experiment and find out what is right for you. And this leads into the next two steps. Next two steps is pretty much adapting. I think Agile project is a good example. Agile method is a great example of how you can work in an unknown sort of objective or with, you don't know the end goal maybe. This is one way to just adapt. Platform is changing, regulations are changing, the tech is constantly changing. So you've got to constantly adapt. So have that as a mindset. And once you've done that, I think close the loop. You've got to have human in the loop. You've got to have your people in the loop. And as you can see, I'm trying to sort of refine the entire process and bring it back to the empathy stage. Get it connected with the people. You're building a purpose-driven solution for people. So make it people-centric. And if you do all of this, I think you have a great chance of success. Hope this becomes a nice takeaway for you from this summit. But the other most important takeaway should be, we are here as AITech North platform, leveraging power of community. We have evolved from years and years of innovation, which became tool for next generation. So how can we leverage the power of community? You just witnessed powerful 2 days of experts, researchers, innovators, sharing knowledge. So let's leverage this. So what are the benefits? First and foremost is the awareness. Awareness leads to AI readiness. We are minimizing waste, reducing the chances of failure. We're sharing lessons learned and solutions and strategies so that you can accelerate your journey to AI. We have got this ecosystem that's ready for you to sort of just go out there and leverage. We have partners, experts, researchers, and thought leaders, everyone here to sort of share their knowledge with you. We distinguish ourselves from any other events platform proudly because this is an expert-led platform, and we're absolutely proud of it. Lastly, all of this is a knowledge base for you so that you can access anytime you want. We have events throughout the year, innovation exchange, summits like this, and one-to-one sessions as well. So we are here to advocate the best practices so that you all could benefit from trustworthy and beneficial AI solution and to solve your problem. Membership is also coming as one of our features going forward in 2021. So that summarizes the power of community. So our mission statement is clearly to make you all ready to adopt, embrace, and get started with advanced innovation. And advanced innovation starts with AI. So just to close my keynote, I would like to mention one thing: be curious. Be curious about your data, people, processes, and technology, the resources that you have at hand. Ask yourself and the business the question and analyze what is right for you. Leverage the power of community, as I just said, and disrupt the disruption. To summarize what is disrupt the disruption, working with innovation, our Industry 4.0, or the fourth wave, it is disruptive in its own way. We really need to understand how we can arm ourselves with technology, solutions, and strategies to solve the problem of future. So we are here in every capacity, through events, through our platform, and that's my email address. So if you have any questions, please do get in touch with us. We'll be keen to hear more from you. And also, at this point, I would like to introduce David Young, our Chief Operations Officer, to share a few words about the summit with you all.
Well, what can we say? Well, what can I say? You've done it again.
I know, sorry. But it's fun. We absolutely love it. We're absolutely passionate about this. And I think this is what drives us. Entire team, all of us, we have one thing in common: passion, and to drive innovations like this with you.
And we've got had a great location this year. And so thanks to Bruntwood for helping us out with that. That's been an immense help this year, given the circumstances we were working in. Thanks to some of our sponsors as well. Without you, we couldn't do this. And thanks very much for your support. We also have a great team as well behind the cameras that not many of you seen over the last few days. But
so all this magic has been brought by amazing team, the production team, the camera crew, the marketing team. Oh, wow, the list is long. It just never stops. But these guys have worked their socks off. Don't you agree?
Beyond the call of duty, thanks so much for everybody, what you've done. It's been a great team. And I suppose really the only question left is, shall we do it again?
I think we should, because this was a great success. And I can see the energy, the community, and everyone coming together. And that ecosystem is thriving and it's growing constantly. Last year, we had 400 people attending our summit. This year, we had 300 for our opening session. We had 800 for our closing session of day one. Overall, I think we have covered 1,500 plus people.
We're into the thousands.
Over that easily. Yeah. So that's a great achievement for us during this unprecedented time. And thanks to the tech, we managed to bring this virtually for all of you. And I think that's a great success.
It is. And it's a great note to end on. So we'll see you all next year.
All right. Thank you.
Innovation is your imagination becoming a reality. Innovation paves the way to success, enables change, and creates opportunities. The time is now, and the technology is ready for us. But are you ready for innovation? At AI Tech North, everyone is invited, from learners to leaders, to connect with AI champions, to drive new strategies, to disrupt the AI disruption. From smart cities, fintech to health tech, showing you the ethical ways and opening doors to endless possibilities. It's all happening at AI Tech North Summit 2020. Come and exchange ideas, get involved and witness the power of intelligence. Let's learn, inspire and together bring innovations of tomorrow today.
I thought today's event was amazing. There's so much to learn, so much to action upon, and so much inspiration. It's been an amazing event for me to see the people's perspectives. I think the AITN North platform is probably one of the best for inspiring the leaders in the North to take action and make something. It's great that it's focused and it's great that it actually exists here in the North. I can't wait for next year's conference to happen as well. The one thing I want to tell you to do is go and do something. Take some action, whatever, however small it is, whatever it is, just do something and make the North the amazing place to be.
Hope you had a good day. I've had a good day. It's been really insightful, inspirational, and thought-provoking day for AITN North. It's only the first day, and I hope you can make it there tomorrow. It's another full day. I know it's digital, so get your cup of teas, coffee, get comfortable, and we'll see you tomorrow. I've really enjoyed myself. I hope you too. And if you weren't here, you missed out. Well, you can watch the recording, but we'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, so it's been a great day so far today. Lots of really interesting stuff shared. I think AITN North is such a great platform to get all those views and knowledge together in a place where we can share with the community in the North, and because we're virtual, we can share them worldwide. Lots more to come tomorrow, so please do join to learn lots more about subjects that are so critical and so important and so disruptive for all of our futures.
Transition partners have absolutely loved being a part of AITN North Summit. We sponsored last year, we'll be back again next year. It's been a fantastic day of knowledge sharing, networking, and we've just had a lot of fun.
We've got a live podcast that we're doing today as well. We've got some fantastic speakers. We've got Oliver Wyman, Infinity Works, so we've great businesses out there that are all getting involved. It's so important if you can get involved over the coming months and next year. I strongly recommend it.
We love participating in AITN North. It's so crucial to our tech ecosystem that we keep learning, keep knowledge sharing, and conferences like this are so important. A lot of hard work goes into them. So the AITN North team have done an amazing, superb event today. But it's really important that you keep getting involved in the tech community because there's some awesome events out there.
So today's event, I think, was a fantastic opportunity to share what I picked up and also learn from other industry experts. The AITN North community is something that is so powerful and is only strengthened by the engagement and understanding of the AI community. And really, I'd advise people to engage with AITN North, to democratise, really learn from industry experts, learn from enthusiasts, practitioners, and attend next year. It's a wonderful experience to be part of.
Thank you so much for inviting me to this brilliant panel discussion on AI for Good. It was exciting to talk to you about ethics. It is a really brilliant resource to use, as I usually only reach academic audiences or very specific client of really large size. And so this is great to spread the message about the importance of ethics. My final takeaway for you would be to not be scared about ethics, to not think of it as hindering innovation, but as a robust methodology that helps you make the right decision consistently.
So I think that this event has been amazing, given the fact that it was such a small, short time that they had to move it from an in-person event to a virtual event. I think they've done amazingly for that. I also think that AITN North is a great initiative, great community, specifically because they're focusing on the community and the people. And these are aspects I think are very important when we are looking at such advanced technology. I think they've got a great balance of people and technology in what they're offering. And if you're interested in finding a way to communicate your AI projects or your AI ideas to people that maybe are skeptical, I'd recommend you check out my session and see how you can start to make that change in how you communicate your ideas.
It's been a great 2 days, that's all I can say. It's been an interesting year for all of us, and it's been on and it's been off. And with some of the current pressures in the outside world, we had actually decided we weren't going to go ahead with this year, but they said we shouldn't, they said we couldn't, and they said we wouldn't, but we have. And it's been a great 2 days. We've had lots of interaction, had some great audience attendances as well. So we've had some great speakers, and it's just going to go from strength to strength to strength.
society can benefit in many ways by connecting with leaders, innovators, and experts who will bring these strategies and solutions for you. Our platform offers unlimited access to this knowledge and connection to this network. And this is all designed to benefit you in one way or the other. The massive knowledge base that we have created, massive ecosystem, they're all here to sort of help you accelerate your journey to AI. Together, we want you to build trustworthy and beneficial AI solutions so that together we can bring innovations of tomorrow today.